walk you through one of the modules in our EcoMap Ecosystem Scorecard, a dynamic intelligence platform that tracks 9 dimensions of economic competitiveness. It's built for state economic development directors, state and city chamber executives, and other leaders who need to move beyond static reports and make data-driven decisions that strengthen their state's economic position. The problem it solves is one most of you are living with every day. Your team is spending hours pulling data from disconnected sources, handing off spreadsheets that someone else then has to turn into something a lawmaker, a member, or a journalist can actually act on. The scorecard closes that gap. It aggregates, normalizes, and visualizes the data, and then makes it just as easy to tell the story as it is to find the insight. Today, I'll walk you through the labor costs module, one of the modules that are available today. Let me show you how it works. You'll see the same structure here. The summary tab gives you high-level insights for your primary geography. For Delaware, you can see at a glance how it compares to peer states on overall employment costs. The first submodule shows how total employment costs have changed over time and how your state stacks up against others. You can see, for example, that Maryland was the highest cost state among its peers in 2020, and that Virginia has since moved ahead. That kind of trend is really useful context when you're talking with employers about site selection or workforce investment. This submodule also takes those numbers apart. You can see wages, which will always be the largest share of employment costs, but also paid leave, insurance, and other associated costs. For anyone making a policy argument or advising employers, this level of detail really matters. All right. Next tab, hiring and workforce dynamics. This one looks at the employer side of workforce movement, hiring rates, quit rates, and layoffs. If quit rates are high in your state, that's a signal, right, about training costs and employer burden. This data helps put those dynamics in context. The third submodule is essentially the why it costs what it costs view. Wage growth by state, minimum wage rankings, and housing costs as a proxy for cost of living. If your state has a high cost of living, wages need to reflect that to attract and regain talent. This data helps illustrate that relationship very clearly. What's powerful here is that you can use this module from 2 different angles. If you're a chamber or advocacy group, this data helps you make the case for policy change. If you're a government entity, you can configure it to highlight the indicators that show your state's strengths. The tool lets you choose what you show and how you frame it. So that's a look at the labor costs module. Modules are available a la carte in bundles, so organizations can start with what's most relevant and expand from there. What makes this different isn't that this data has not existed before. Most of it comes from federal sources. What's different is that it's normalized, it's visual, it's filterable, and it's shareable. You're not handing someone a spreadsheet or a static PDF. You're giving them a live, embeddable chart that tells a specific story to a specific audience. This is really a communications tool as much as it is a research tool. The goal is to get you from data to published narrative in minutes, whether that's a legislative briefing, an annual report, a member spotlight, or a press release. No exports, no reformatting, no lag between the insight and the story. If you want to go deeper on any of the modules or talk through how this would fit your specific use case, reach out to us at ecomap.tech.